Hello, I'm Jose with FrSky North America, and today's topic is the trainer system. Specifically, we're going to go over a basic trainer setup. So this is a non-complicated, very easy, basic trainer setup. I've seen a lot of people try to use the trainer setup and they overcomplicate it. The trainer setup is actually very, very simple, and you'll see that it's actually very easy to set up. So the first thing is I have my plane over here, and what I usually do is I clone it, rename it so that I know that this is my trainer file. So that way, if I do something on this radio or on this model file, it's not going to affect my original one. So I'm going to use this P51 as the trainer. I would not recommend using P51 Dago Red as somebody's first plane to train with, but we're just going to use this one as an example. And over here, this is going to be my student radio. And on a student radio, we just have to create a file, a model file that is very, very basic, very blank, and use that for the trainer system. So the first thing I'll do right now when I set this up is I'll go ahead and create a new model file. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, choose plus, create a new model. And it's going to be an airplane. Non-stabilized receiver is correct. And one engine is fine. Over here at ailerons, regardless if this plane has two ailerons, doesn't matter. Set this to 1. No flaps is fine. Traditional tail is fine. One channel elevator, one channel rudder is fine. And there we go. Let's go ahead and name it. And let's name this student. And next, there it goes. So there's my file over there. So on the master radio and the student radio, let's go ahead and go into the trainer setup. So on the master radio, go to trainer and trainer mode. This is master or slave. So is this going to be the controller and this is going to be the slave? Yes. So this is going to be master over here. Link mode, we're going to talk about this just really briefly, is trainer cable. So trainer cable, Bluetooth, S-Bus, and CPPM external modules. What these are down here, I'm just going to talk about, I'm not going to show this because most people aren't going to use this. On the back of the radio, there is a port there that you can plug in an external module. And one of the pins on that port is switchable between S-Bus and PPM. And so if I take S-Bus, take it out of that pin, hook it up to receiver, power up that receiver, guess what? I can use that receiver to how you link this student radio. But the way that we're going to link it is either trainer cable or Bluetooth. So we're actually going to do Bluetooth, but I'm going to go over here to trainer and explain that. So if you do a trainer cable, that's very simple. On the top of the radio, on both radios, there is a DSC port. If you hook up an audio jack, a 3.5 millimeter audio jack, mono is fine and actually preferable. A stereo one will work just fine too. I've seen people use the stereo one and it's fine. But a mono 3.5 millimeter male to male hooked up to the DSC port of both, you're done. But we're going to do Bluetooth. Bluetooth works just fine, and the only thing that you got to remember is Bluetooth is short range, so as long as you and your student are next to each other, it'll work just fine. You know, don't go walking away and grabbing a sandwich while your student is flying. So let's go ahead and go to Bluetooth. Over here, high speed is fine, local name is fine. Take a note at local address, the next line down. So that doesn't really matter on this radio, but on this radio it does. And then you've got search, connect to last device, and reset module. If something's not working, if the Bluetooth doesn't seem to connect, try resetting the module. So now I'm going to go over here to my student side radio, go model, and go to the trainer. And trainer mode, this one is going to be slave. And what mode do I want? I want Bluetooth. High speed is fine there, and local address, take a look. CA4D is the last 4 numbers over there. So now that we're in this menu, and I know that it's CA4D, I can go over here and click on search. There it goes. Now, if you look down the list, these are all the different Bluetooth devices that are in the area. But one of them is CA4D, the last 4 digits. I'm going to click on that. Bluetooth device is connected. That's it. So we are set up. The only thing you need to do now is add a switch. So over here at active condition, over there, hit the switch that you want, and you want a momentary switch for this so that you're holding it down when the student is flying, and then you release it, and then you go. So over there, hold it down, and while you're holding it down, hit return. And you make sure that it actually does say SH down, and when you press it, it highlights. So we know that that switch is working. If I look down here, so right now, if I was flying, I'd be holding this down for the student, letting go for the, for my control. But if I take a look over here, these are the channels that are being controlled by the trainer. So over here, we've got aileron, elevator, and notice it says replace. Elevator, replace throttle, replace rudder. The rest of them, nothing. It says no destination. So there's nothing else that is being controlled or that the student can control except for those channels, which for a basic trainer setup, that's what you want. You want to control all the other stuff if there's anything more complicated in the plane. So if you take a look over here, it says replace aileron. This over here is the replacement. So notice that I'm not hitting a switch, but these trigger. So this is showing you what the signal that it's getting from the student radio. So this shows you what it's getting from the student radio, regardless of whether or not the switch is hit. So it's a good place to test. If you see red over there, that means you don't have a connection. If you don't see any movement over here, you know there's something wrong that you have to figure out what's going on. But that's pretty much it. The only thing I need to do now, so I have an active connection of that switch over there. Let's go to the outputs page. So this is it. We're set up. Nothing more you have to do. No reversing, no adding a second channel for your ailerons. If you happen to have channels 1 and 5 for ailerons over here, that's all you do is what I did over there. If I go into model and outputs, we can see it. So if the plane was here, we could actually see it. And right now I don't have control, but if I hold the switch down, I do. Now notice my ailerons right now are reversed. So if I move the stick this way, the orange bar goes that way. And if I go over here and go to the trainer mode, it does the same thing. And also, 100% rates.
High rate.
Let's just go low rate. There's 62%. 62%. So this trainer system will follow everything, including your rates, your reversing, and also your trim position. So notice there's no trim position change. So in other words, you don't want to add any trim, you don't want to add any reversing, you don't want to add anything in the trainer radio or in the student radio. If you do, it will affect this, so please don't. And we are set up, that's it. Trainer. Same thing, notice that this channel is reversed, but it's still going the same direction. So that's it. In future videos, I will show you how to do more complicated things in a trainer setup, like adding gear, flaps, etc. to the trainer setup. I'll also show you how to make it so that you press the button, hold it. You don't have to hold it down. You just press the button once. Trainer has control, and then as soon as I grab a stick, the instructor has control. We can do that kind of stuff. The other thing that I've also done in trainer setups is have on my master radio my regular rates,
medium rate, high rate, medium rate, low rate,
and also student rates. I'll put that on this switch, and then when the student has control, whatever rate switch this is set to, it'll go there. So for example, if I like flying at high rates, I leave that there and I put the student on low rate and fly it around. And then When I feel that he is a little bit more experienced, I can flip the rates up for him so he can do more aerobatic stuff. All right, so that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave a comment in this video, or if you have a more pressing or complicated question, please email me at jose@FrSky-RC.com. So FrSkyRC.com. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good day.